Hello, everybody. Today's Tuesday, the 19th, and it is the anniversary of my mother's death. Um, I just wanted to get on here and do a quick video about what I'm feeling about today. Um, so, I am, I don't know how to say this. I've got a mix of feelings going on. I've got, I still have the relief that I don't have her to worry about, but um, I'm also missing the mom I should have had. Like, we just had Mother's Day, and, I had a really hard day as I was grieving, wanting to have been a mother and a grandmother, and and that got me thinking about, if I would have had a mom that loved me and protected me and was what a real mom should have been, you know, um, I wonder what that would have been like. Like I had no idea, but I knew that if I got to have a child, I was going to do everything in my power to be what I believed a real mom, a good mom, should have been. Um, so today I'm just really thinking about, had my mom been a good person, had my mom been a real mom that I needed her to be, um, somebody that loved me, protected me, um, you know, I just wonder what that would have been like. And so I'm feeling a lot of sadness for what should have been. And I can't help but think about, you know, what would it have been like? Just like I do with my children, like on Mother's Day and on their anniversaries and their birthdays, it's just like, what would they have been like? What kind of mom would I have been? What kind of people would they have been? What would they have looked like? What would they like? And so, like, with this situation, it's like, what would having a real mom be like? What would having a mom that loved me be like? What would having a mom that protected me be like? Instead of a mom that orchestrated bad things to happen to me. And for a mom that was severely narcissistic and an alcoholic who violently abused me, what would it have been like to have a mom that didn't do that, that loved me and wasn't an alcoholic, didn't have mental health issues, and was able to give me the love and safety that a mom is supposed to provide? How would I have turned out if I would have had a normal, healthy, loving mother versus the monster that I had? Like, how different would I be? Um, just all these things in my life, like, I just wonder how different things would be. And it's hard because growing up, I tried so hard to please her. I tried so hard to make her like me, love me, want me around. And it's like no matter what I did, I wasn't worthy enough for her love or protection or the niceness. Although I've learned in therapy that none of it is my fault and that it is hers. And so when I say I wasn't worthy, that's just how I feel. That's not the reality of it. It's not that I was unworthy. It's she was unable to provide those things due to her mental illnesses, due to her alcoholism, and due to her narcissistic personality disorder, among many other things. But I can't help but feel so much of it be personal because it was my mom that was doing it to me. It was my mom that was saying these terrible things to me. It was my mom that was beating me. It was my mom that was allowing men to do things to me. Like, it was my mom who's supposed to love me more than anybody in the entire world. And it was my mom that seemed to hate me more than anybody, except maybe my stepdad. But anyway, it's a hard day because I'm not so much thinking about her as in I'm sad that she's gone, because reality is I'm not. And if that sounds horrible, I'm sorry, but unless you've watched the other content that I've put up about my mom, then you wouldn't understand why I'm saying this. But I suggest if you're offended that I do not feel bad that my mom is gone and that I'm actually happy that she's gone, then I suggest you go and watch some of the content as to why I feel this way towards my mom. But I am primarily dealing with grieving the what should have been, what could have been, the what would it have been like. Just all the what ifs. The what ifs are always so hard. And the what ifs don't get answers because they're just what ifs. There's no way to answer a what if because a what if could come out in so many different ways. So I do know that had I had a mother that loved me and kept me safe and did what she was supposed to do, I wouldn't have trauma. I wouldn't struggle with anxiety and depression. I would have a higher self-confidence. And I probably wouldn't hate myself most of the time. Because I would have had a mother that helped to build me up and be truthful about me instead of telling me that I was worthless and pathetic. And mind you, from the age of 5, I heard this every single day. Once my father left, my mom turned all the abuse on me. So I then became the one that was to blame for everything, like everything. I was to blame for the divorce. I was to blame for being born. I was to blame for her hating me. I was to blame for her being stuck with me. Just all the things that she said to me from the time I was 5 until I went no contact with her, which I do a video about that. But I I definitely wouldn't have all of those scars, all of those traumatic experiences that are forever locked into my brain. The things I will always hear her say to me, the way she took the little girl inside of me, the little girl that I was, and just destroyed her, just absolutely obliterated her self-esteem, her confidence, her self-worth, everything she thought good about herself was taken away. She was taught that she was trash. She was taught that she was not human. A lot of the time I didn't even have a name because I was called awful things instead of my name. I was taught that my body was not mine to have say and control over who did what to me. And I was just taught that I was just worthless, that I would never amount to anything, and that nobody would ever love me, and that I was destined just to forever be nothing. And that honestly, at 5 years old, that she told me the world would be better off, I would be better off if I offed myself as a child so that I wouldn't bother the world with me. So I don't miss my mom. I am not sad that she's dead. I just wonder what could have, would have, and should have been had she been able to be a normal, loving mother. I'm never going to know. But for all of you out there that have normal, loving, caring, supportive mothers that keep you safe, protect you, love you, help build you up, and are always there for you, I have no idea how lucky and blessed you are. Treasure your mother. Even if you guys are fighting, even if you're having a hard time right now, even if for some reason you're not agreeing, find a way to deal with it and get over it and keep your relationship strong and healthy, because your mom isn't going to be there forever. And if you're lucky enough to have a good one, when she goes, it's going to hurt. And because I can only imagine what it would be like to have a mom that awesome. My best friend has a mom who seems so amazing and sweet and kind, and honestly, I'm envious of her. And I just think about what it would have been like to have a mom like that. And I really wish I could know. I really wish I could have experienced that. And to all of you out there who have mothers who are monsters, or abusive or treat you like crap. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Know that whatever is happening to you is not your fault. It is hers. But whatever is happening to you is not because of you. It is because she is choosing to do that to you for whatever reason. And even if it's a mental health issue, you know, you still don't deserve to be treated like shit. Okay? You still don't deserve the abuse. For many years, I made excuses for my mom's behavior. I said, well, I mean, she had a tough childhood. She was an alcoholic. She has mental health disorders. She has, you know, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't give her the blame and the responsibility that she literally deserved. And it wasn't until I went through a trauma therapy session, well, I went through PTSD, a PTSD study, and met a really awesome trauma therapist, and he helped me to understand that I didn't owe my mom these excuses to justify why she did what she did to me. That none of that was true. None of that was my fault. None of that was my responsibility. And I needed to give her all the responsibility that she deserved for the way she treated me. And I have to tell you that once I stopped making excuses for her and I actually allowed myself to give her the responsibility that was hers and not mine, the amount of healing, the amount of just release of stress on my shoulders left. And it was like I could finally breathe, because I wasn't holding on to all of her issues and making excuses for why she did what she did to me. And instead, I finally was able to understand that none of it was because of me. None of it was my fault. And all of it was because she made those choices, whether she did them purposefully or whether she didn't even realize what she was doing. But I really think that she mostly knew what she was doing. But regardless, somebody's at my door. But regardless, shh, hush, Corby, shush. But regardless of whatever the reasons were, they were not my fault. It's Amazon dropping off a package. I'm sorry. I'll leave in a second. Shh. The Chihuahua thinks he's a big bad dog. Anyway, so please find a way to understand that what you are going through is not your fault. It is not your problem, not your fault. It is not your responsibility. It is the responsibility and the fault of the person that is hurting you. And I wish you healing and safety. And everybody out there, please take care. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.